Shalom, shalom. All praise and glory goes unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel, men, women, children. Shalom. All right. Lord, in his lesson is edifying, brief, precise, and to the point, uplifting concerning the times we're in. To the hopeful elect remnant, those that are looking for the appearing of Yahweh Shai, the second coming. It's going to be a brief lesson in which, um, the Middle East is on fire, man. Iran, Ukraine, Russia, America. All right. We know other nations are going to get involved. All heathen will have a part in World War III. All right. And these things are taking place because the word of the Lord is going out. All right. The prophets are speaking. The spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Shah, Ba'ashem Rachakadash. All right. Is fulfilling his purpose in the earth through the testimony being spoken. Of course, the heathen, all right, more particularly speaking, the elite of these other nations think that the men that are, Lord willing, we're of that flock, that fold of the Israelite men that's standing bold and speaking his word. They think that they're going to have the mastery and the victory over us. All right, and that's not the case. Anytime the heathen thought proudly against the counsel of the Lord, they were dismayed, all right, and brought to destruction. And all right, and it was known that Yahweh Shema Shai is our protector. All right, he's the God of Israel. All right, I was reading First Kings 18, reading through it in Elijah. All right, he was dealing with the wicked Ahab. All right, and you had a heathen king that was speaking proudly, Ben Hadad of if I want to say not Samaria, that's the capital of Israel. I think it was Syria. All right, but he was speaking proudly against the Israelites and the Lord. All right, as you had the heathen king speaking proudly against Hezekiah. Hezekiah prayed, spread out the letter before the Lord, went to the prophets, and the Lord intervened. All right. Goliath, King David, Goliath was speaking proud against Yahweh Shema Shai. And King David, what did he do? He resorted to faith and his belief in our God, Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's the same thing we're going to do. All right. The victory is not of us, it's of the Lord. He's going to fight the battles. And at the end of the day, his will will be accomplished on earth. All right. And Yahweh Shema Shai will have the last laugh. Right, him and his prophets, his men, and Yahweh Bashmal Shah will grant the elect remnant the victory. Right, and it's going to be the Lord to intervene on our side because it's his word we're trusting and we're telling the world what he intends to do. All right, we're fully persuaded and convinced in that. All right, and Lord, when we're chosen to receive the victory through Yahweh Shai, the heathen will see, all right, what we're saying, which is the word of the Lord, is true. All right, this is Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Right? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. All right. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Right. And that was given to a prophecy of Yahweh Shai. All right. Yahweh Shai, spoke of that in Revelation, the 2nd chapter, in the 26th verse. To those that overcome and maintain and keep the faith and endure to the end, it would be granted rulership over our enemies, the heathen, which are currently ruling, all right, which speak proudly, all right, say they're going to cut out the sun, stop different ordinances, all right. They're boasting in the earth, but they're going to know themselves but to be but men. Let the heathen know they are but men, all right. And there's various accounts in the scriptures, just the heathen speaking proudly and being brought down, all right. Judah 6 and 17, all right, it never ends, all right. The Lord always comes out on top. All right. That was quoting First Kings 20 and 10. All right. Yeah, that's right. King Ben Hadad speaks proudly and boasts against Samaria, saying, the gods do so unto me, and more also, if the dust of Samaria shall suffice for handfuls of all the people that follow me. Right? Scripture say pride. All right. The haughty spirit go before destruction. Pride is, the beginning. All right. Of a downfall, roughly paraphrasing. All right. So, right. And this is what Edom is. He's proud in the earth. All right. He has power. All right. He thinks everybody's fearing him, but the nations are not fearing him anymore. They're attacking and standing up. All right. The point being in this lesson is the heathen don't regard what we're saying because they look at it as carnal and something that is not significant. All right. But in the end, all right, they see quote unquote what they deem to be bums on the street corners. All right. And they speak proudly and tend to hurt and do, imagine all type of things against us. But at the end, it's going to be the Lord, all right, to defend us, Lord willing. And give us the spirit to go through whatever we have to go through. All right. Whatever that may entail in the end, Lord willing, with that number. Nonetheless, grab this. Isaiah 31 and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. All right. The spiritual Sodom of Egypt, which is America, Revelation 11:8. All right. For help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. So the Lord will rise up and shew himself against America in wickedness. All right. And he will show himself on the behalf of those that are showing faith. All right. The just shall live by their faith. All right. Rehearsing the righteous acts. All right. Thirsting and yearning for righteousness. He's going to lift up himself on their behalf. All right. And do them with power and protect them. All right. And shew themselves on the behalf of his elect. Shew himself on the behalf of his elect remnant. All right. Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians, right, are men and not the Most High. The modern day Egyptians are you Americans, you Edomites, all right, which 2/3 of our people have assimilated into the society and take on, all right, the moniker and banner, all right, of an American and Egyptian, all right, the philosophy, the dogma. Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses, flesh and not spirit. Horses being a representation of power, what you trust in, all right, what you believe to be as a defense that protects you, your gun, your car, your bank, bunker, whatever you think, you rely on for power, all right, or a refuge. That's carnal and not spirit, all right. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. All right. So, right, when we, conquered the Holy Land, all them casualties of the heathen, there were greater armies, greater military might than us. We had Yahweh Bashar Shah in the heavens, all right, and the angels, all right. There'd be more of them that are with us than are with them, all right. So, cornerly, it's going to look in their favor, but they're never going to get the victory over the righteous, or be victorious, all right, and triumph, all right. And through Yahweh Bashar Shah Bashar Chagodash, Lord, we endure and chosen, we're going to win and triumph, all right. Despite, how the outcomes and the odds, the numbers may look in the earth, right? They got tanks and drones and all type of ways. The spiritual realm, all right? Right? We're standing up for some righteous in the right way, greater, right? Been called to, Lord willing. With that number, Isaiah 31 and 4, it says, for thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. When a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof, you see? All right. Yeah, like a lion, and a lion's not going to back down from a shepherd. All right. You see, you're not going to back down. The Lord's not going to back down from these heathen and them being gathered in the Middle East, the region, second Ezra 13. The Lord is going to destroy and devour and defend his people. All right. He's not going to base himself. They're not going to, kill no angels. No chariots are going to be destroyed. It's going to be a slaughter. All right. Isaiah 31:5, it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashah, defend Jerusalem. Defending also he will deliver it, and passing over it he will preserve it. You see? So it's going, hey man, yeah, it's going down in the earth, right? And we should be, be glad, America's falling. The money system is plummeting. There's no jobs. Evil is increasing, man. We need this to happen, bro. We can't keep in this existence in this society like this. We look forward to a peace and a rest, the kingdom of heaven. We have tribulation. Jacob's trouble, our temptation. All right. We got the straight gate. It's going to get harder. All right. But hey, we need these things to take place. We need the heathen to lie on us, put us on the news. All right. Persecute us. So the Lord can do it. His prophecy fulfill his word. All right. But I didn't want this to be too long. Lord, when this is edifying, all praise and glory goes into Yahweh Bashem El Shah Bashem Rachakwadash. Peace and blessings unto the elect. All right. Double honors unto the apostles until next lesson. The apostles of Great Millstone until next lesson. Shalom.